Just take your sugared strawberries, put a cover on them, and put them in the fridge. Don't leave them out on the counter. Welcome back to A Country Boy Can Cook. Today, a truly fine southern tradition, a truly fine southern dessert, strawberry shortcake. I've had peaches and shortcake, which I don't have any peaches right now. When I used to have some peach trees, that was wonderful. You can use other fruit, but I just had peaches and strawberries. So we've got a pound of strawberries. They come from a garden, Mr. Driscoll's garden. That's most of our, well, I was over here laughing, most of our strawberries now that we get in the Texas area come from Driscoll's, and I don't know where they're packed out of. So, oh, from California. So, from California. Anyway, I'm going to show you how I prepare these if you've never done this or not. A lot of the salad places will have strawberry shortcake on the menu as a dessert, and they always look so good. And they're made a little different than what I do. They're made with a whipped cream that's shelf stable, and I can't remember what they do to it. But we use whipped cream, and today we're going to use the squirt bottle. So I'm gonna prep the strawberries this morning and put them in the fridge. They need to marry up to the sweetness after you get them cut in two and everything. And I'm going to show you how I do that. And then after I get through cutting them and getting them prepped, get them in the bowls to take a nap. They'll be in there 2 or 3 hours, and then we'll come back and fix some shortcakes, strawberry shortcake. Man, it's a yummy dessert. I got my Driscolls. Always look on the bottom when you're buying these in the cartons to see if any are mashed or any of them has got mold on them, because they mold so quick. And if you got them out of the garden, then you probably already know how to do this. So I'm just flapping my lips for nothing. If you would grow these, you probably already know about them, but maybe somebody's never made with this and they want to learn. So here's how the old dude does it. You just take the stem off. I just try to get a bunch of them ready at one time. I hate it when I bite into one of these at a restaurant and it's got a little piece of green stem on it. Yeah, I know it ain't gonna kill you, but it bugs me. I'm gonna go ahead and do this whole pack. This one's getting a little soft right here. So, and these were just bought yesterday. Let me know if you've ever had strawberry shortcake. I know most everybody probably had, if they like strawberries. And I met a couple of people in my life that did not like strawberries. You can see they're not real juicy because they're not bleeding out all over my cutting board. But that's okay. Once we get them cut up today in some bowls, I put a little bit of sugar on mine. Hers will get a little bit of sweet and low and equal. And you put them in the fridge and they're cut up like that. A few hours later, they'll be releasing the juices out of them and they'll be all mixed together. Oh my gosh, it makes a wonderful dessert topping. And you can just do this to put on top of ice cream. I really like the small ones. Those are the best. They usually have more flavor, more strawberry flavor. Sometimes you can get strawberries and they're so large and they're beautiful. But they don't have any flavor to them. I mean, they don't have any strawberry flavor anyway. Now, once you marinate them with a little bit of sugar, then they're good that way. Sweet they are with nothing on them. You need to know before you go any further. Maybe they're already sweet enough. You can just cut them up and not have to put anything on them. I doubt it. Got a good strawberry smell to it. It kind of tastes like a strawberry. No, it tastes like a strawberry. It's just not the sweetest. I mean, it's not over the top sweet like you'd put on a strawberry shortcake. But we're going to take care of that. Alright, got me a little plate here. You can just cut or slice or dice or chop, doesn't matter. I like them cut in smaller pieces. You can see there's a lot of white in the center. These are going to grow really big. You can see the center's really white, so they may not be the most sweetest strawberry you could get. Usually the smaller ones are better, but you can make up for the difference by trimming these up like this. You can see this is almost all white on the inside. But by the time we get done and they get to loving on each other all afternoon in the fridge in little pieces, that'll be no problem. Cut out any bad spots that's on them. See a little piece of green leafy stuff there. I say I cut them in thin slices. One thing it lays on the strawberry shortcake cup, the little bread cup that you put these on. And a little bit of strawberry, and put a scoop of ice cream on top of that, and then more strawberries on top of that, and then whipped cream. Yeah, it was a feast. Feast for the eyes and a feast for the tummy. You put the whipped cream down before you put the ice cream on, even though it's only going to be you're going to do this right before you serve it. It's not going to be like it's going to be an hour, but that ice cream will soak in to the little bakery cups and make them soggy. Now you can see there's not a lot of white in this. This and it's soft. It's ready to go. You can also do this with blackberries or dewberries. We always had a bunch on the farm. They were grown wild. We never planted them or did anything to them. right, now that we got those cut up, let's get some sweetness to them. Got 2 different bowls here. His and hers. And if you want a sweet strawberry shortcake, don't miss this step. It's a good one. And if you're a diabetic like my wife, like I always say, I ain't no doctor, but this is how she likes hers. It gives it a little sweetness if they're not sweet enough, and it gives her a sweet treat at the end of the day. Alright, here's what we're going to do. Got a tester spoon up here. I'm just going to take some white sugar. You can use brown sugar. I'm sure that other raw sugar would do, but it needs to be kind of fine, so I think they call this so it macerates. That's a big word for the old dude, but I think that's what this is called. When you put fruit together, you kind of mash it down and stuff. Macerate. So there's not even 2 teaspoons. These are small spoons. So that one's done. One and done. We get in her stash here. She likes equal and sweet and low together. I put just a little bit on hers. Just take and kind of stir it around in here. And by this afternoon, a couple of hours from now, this will be all juicy and ready to put on your strawberry shortcake. And you do the same process if you're doing peaches. If you're doing blackberries, most of the blackberries are kind of small, or dewberries. If you get some large ones, you might want to cut them in half. Sprinkle them down with a little sweetness. That's it, boys and girls. I'm going to leave the spoon in here so I know that's mine. Don't want them to get them mixed up. Just take your sugared strawberries and put a cover on them and put them in the fridge. Don't leave them out on the counter. Alright, it's been about 3 hours since I put those strawberries in to macerate. I think that's the name when you put sugar and stuff with fruit. I think they call that macerating. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know. Let's get this finished. This is going to be my dinner tonight. So you can see I've got one of the little dessert cups. I'm first going to put this over to the side here. I'm going to put some strawberries down. Just a few. You know, I never believed the old deal that you eat with your eyes. But guess what? It's really true. So now that I'm older and I've got time to fix stuff up, I truly believe that you do eat with your eyes. It's the first thing you see. Growing up, all of our meals were served family style. Big pot of this and that on the table, and yeah, that'll look good. And of course, you don't have to do this, but this is the way I'm going to do it today. You can either use this spray whipped cream. This is extra creamy, or you can use the whipped topping. The whipped topping is a little bit more stable as far as holding up. But I'm not. This is not going to sit around long enough to have to hold up, so I'm not going to be doing the whipped topping. I'm going with the spray. You can check these up when you get them if you don't know that. I'm gonna put some in my dessert cup. And I've got these little Bluebell cups. Every once in a while I want some ice cream and I don't want a whole gallon sitting in the freezer. So these little perfect Bluebells, and you can get these another brand, not just Bluebell, but Bluebell is homemade ice cream vanilla. So let's see if this is loose enough to come on out. Yeah, oh yeah. There you go. Ain't that pretty? I've got the ice cream. I'm going to put some more strawberries over the top, just because. And I've got some juice that's starting to make in here, down at the bottom. We'll top it off with one little strawberry up here on top. Lip smacking. Ain't she a pretty thing? There's one last thing to do. And you know what that is. Get a taste of this, of course. A little bit of whipped cream, a little bit of strawberry, a little cake, a little ice cream. So good, so fresh. Goodness. Nothing like it. When I was growing up, on the Warnock side of the family, my grandparents lived about a mile from here. And they had been farmers all their life. Of course, they were retired by then. But all the kids would, their children would come down, and their kids, my cousins, and we had ice cream dinners. That would be like in a late afternoon on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, and everybody brought their hand crank ice cream machines. And I remember the first time somebody brought an electric one. Oh my God! They were all giving, whoever that was, they were giving him hell. Oh, you're too lazy to hand crank? And it won't be any good. Hand cranking is the best. Of course, it turned out it was the same and easier. So anyway, they would have all the different ice creams, some sandwiches, stuff for strawberry shortcakes, maybe some peaches and stuff. It was great memories, and this kind of food brings me back to those times, good times in life. In fact, I've got some pictures of those ice cream dinners. I'll run those up on the video. So I appreciate y'all following me. It really does. It makes me feel good. I get out of bed in the morning and I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to cook this and I'm going to share it with my friends and family, and that's what I consider y'all, friends and family. Gives me an incentive to get up and go again. I'm doing better, and my heart's doing good. My knees are doing better since I've had them injected. So life is good. Of course, I'll probably fall over tomorrow. Retirement ain't so bad after all. Catch y'all on the next video.